What's up, collectors? We are back again with another box opening, except this is something a little bit different. Baseball Collector's Edge. Walking through the store, and I found these there. I didn't even know what they were, but apparently there's baseball cards inside. No marking as to what card brand or anything else, but this kind of caught my attention, and that is that... Focus. 1 in 8 boxes contain a hit. Look for randomly inserted card packs, parallels, autographs, and more. And they were only $5 a piece. No indication of how many cards are in the pack or anything else. But also says this package contains randomly inserted baseball card packs, parallels, autographs, and more. I'm assuming that this is what represents what they're calling a hit, which can be a pretty broad spectrum of items. The products in this package have been purchased directly from the manufacturer or purchased from the secondary market and repackaged for retail sales by the Fairfield Company. I don't know what to expect out of these. I'm assuming they're fairly legit. I don't even know what that really means. In regards to this, I don't know what year, I don't know what grade of baseball card. I do know that this part is a little bit interesting because you can kind of see in the box a little bit here. It's not really attached that well. So I was trying to be really selective on which ones I chose from the rack because I didn't want to grab any that were potentially already messed with, I guess, for lack of a better term. So, I don't know. They were only $5 a piece at my local Target, so I thought, why not buy two? It's an interesting enough anomaly that maybe is worth opening on the channel. So let's go ahead and open one up. The top is glued pretty well. Looks like there's a little, oh, you know what? There is a little bit of a block inside, so you can't really see too far past. But I see a lot of loose cards inside, which is interesting because that means those have been handled at some point. I don't think there's a reason to really keep the box nice on this one. Alright, so in the box to start, we have a pack of Topps 2022 opening day. 7 cards per pack. Packs with special insert may contain only 2 to 5 cards. It's a pretty thin pack, but I like the fact that there's something that hasn't been opened or tampered with, but we'll set that aside. And let's see what we have here in terms of cards. And let's see what we have. Wow. And a repackaged box. Top card is a 1989 Topps Bob Milacki. That's actually a player I don't even remember seeing before. Let's see what we got. 1989 Donnie Hill. Is that a old card or is that a reprint? Outfield Pirates Mike Easler. Let's take a look here. It's like a 1981 baseball card there. And this is in fairly decent condition too. I don't know if it'd be a 10 in terms of quality, but for the most part the corners look fairly sharp. They're not 100% crisp, but crisp enough for being a loose card in a box. Because it's such a mixed bag, I think we're just going to go through all the cards first and then possibly go and recap a couple that are worth looking at a little bit closer. So, Matt Harrison. And looks like we have a series of 89 Topps. Fred Tolliver, Dave Stewart, Weiler, Andy Van Slyke. That one's fairly decent. Probably not a lot in terms of cost a card, but I'll set that one aside. I know that one usually ends up going for maybe 50 cents to $1. And Mike Birkbeck. flip starting here. Go through these. So we got 1990 tops here. Jeff Reed, Steve Rosenberg, Kyle Lose, pitcher. Not even sure what year that is. Felix Jose, Luis Gonzalez, Mike McFarland, Frazier. A couple 91 Fleers, the Point, Henneman, another Van Slyke, Greg Wilson, Smith, Gordon, Lonnie Smith, 1989 Upper Deck right there. How crazy would it be if that was a Griffey out of a $5 mixed box? Bobby Meacham, 89 Upper Deck. Jerry Royster, is that a genuine 85 tops? That is. Not really sure who he is. Roy Smalley, another 85 tops. Keith Miller, a couple 91 tops. And a Dennis Eckersley. Probably the best one of that bunch so far out of those last recent ones. I have to say the cards are in decent condition for what they are. Especially, like I said, being loose in this box, they get kind of shook around. It didn't look like there was anything that was really holding it too well in there. But that looks like a halfway decent quality card. And I was going to say it almost looks like a Tiffany, because there's a interesting gloss on that, but I don't think that's a Tiffany. No, I don't believe so. No, it's not a Tiffany, but you know what it is? This is an OPG. Wow. OPG is not as good as a Topps Tiffany, of course. But I knew something's different about that card. It looked like it had a little bit more of a luster on it. I don't know if I still wouldn't count this as a hit, but that's pretty cool as a card. I have to say, for $5, this has been pretty fun so far. And then I'll flip this way. Like I said, I have no idea how to go through these. This is seems so haphazard and weird. Jose Campusano, Florida Marlins, first Bowman card. Is that a real auto? No, I don't think so. James Jones, Tim Anderson, All-Star Game 2017, D. Gordon, Ian Anderson, Matt Thaiss, and Calvin Lux. Of course, the newer cards are a lot higher gloss and harder to not get that reflection off of it from the light. Alright, back to some older cards. 90 Donruss, Dave Stieb. This is a little bit cheap, though. Putting a checklist in here, that's a little bit cheap. But like I said, for a $5 box, and we haven't even opened up the sealed pack yet. Darrell Evans, an older Fleer. 91 Topps, Randy Kramer. And we have a Charlie LeBrant pitcher from 91 Donruss. Luis Gonzalez, Houston Astros. It's a newer Upper Deck. Barry Hill, 89 Donruss. Shoot. Willie Upshaw, 87 Donruss. There's an older card. And Tom Niedenfuhr, also 87 Donruss. And the two remaining cards, Mike Harkey, and that is a Stadium Club, I believe. and a 92 Donruss Kyle Abbott. It's a pretty good variety of cards from all different years. Almost kind of like a survey of baseball cards over the last 30 years or so. And I still have this, but I think I'm going to wait to open this until the very end. So I'm going to set this aside. Let's go ahead and check out this other box. I don't know how long this product is going to last on the shelves. I have a feeling it's going to go pretty quick because it's, in all honesty, I think it's just kind of fun. And for $5 on the shelf, when everything else is $30 to $70, especially if you're looking at like the boxes of parallels or not parallel. If you're looking at the box of a Prism, $5. It's a good little pull. It's fun. If your kids are curious about kind of getting started collecting, may not be too bad. And I am happy that they actually have a little bit of a block in here with this little spacer. And it looks like we have an open pack in there. It's again 2022 opening day Topps. Set that aside. And let's see our stack of cards. I'm going to estimate that this is probably 50 cards in here. It didn't give a definite number on the box, so I'm still assuming it's kind of standardized, but there's no guarantee of anything. All right. Guess we'll start on this side. Okay. Some 89 Topps, Don Henkel. This is an older one, and it's the Coca-Cola one, just like the other Topps card, which is a 81 Topps, John Wathan. I don't know if I've talked about this on the channel yet, but about 6 months ago or so, I sold a box of 5,000 cards that I've had for years, and I didn't really know what I was selling. I should have looked through them before I sold them, and I've been a little bit disappointed since. So building up a little bit of a collection, especially older stuff, is kind of making me happy here. All right, so here is a Topps Heritage, Aaron Rowland, Corey Kluber, Andre Ethier. Some of the newer players I'm still not that familiar with. Chris Ketcher, Jose Ramirez, that is a Heritage as well. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the camera consistent, and it's not doing too well right now. Westberg, Christian Villanueva is a rookie card. Scott Terry, 90 Donruss. Greg Myers. Have a Fleer Ultra rookie. Phil Leftwich for the Angels. There's a nice Oral Hershiser card. Pinnacle, which I have not seen a Pinnacle card in a long time. What year is that? 94. Because of the variety here, I'm not even sure what I would call a hit. I'm going to have to go through these. And if I miss something that is good, which, I mean, there's a potential because of the variety of stuff here, let me know. School me. Oil Can Boyd, there's another name I've not seen in a long time. 87 Donruss. Tom Lawless. Dave Johnson. Peter Monroe Bowman. Is there two cards there or just one? It's a thick card. And like I said, I'm pretty impressed with the quality so far in terms of just loose cards. Casilla, Mitch Williams, Brady Anderson, Brantley, Scott Ruskin, Chris Brown, Diamond King. There is a 1987 Topps, arguably one of the best card series released, not just because of the players in it, but because of the border. And this is a 87 Topps. It looked a little bit different. I thought maybe it was a different version like the O-Pee-Chee, but I don't think so. I got a classic, Ryan Klesko classic. I wonder if that is worth anything. Is that before he started playing? I believe so. If you're not familiar with Classic, they actually put together or put out some really specialty sets, some interesting specialty sets in the 90s, and featured a lot of college players to try to capture, them on cards before they went pro. Juan Guerrero, Charles Nagy, record breaker. Pretty pivotal moment in baseball for Cal Ripken Jr. Frank Tanana, our leader. I think he had a pretty well-known air card at some point, and I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly. And just looks like a basic Topps 90 card. Another 89 Upper Deck. Rick Shu, Jose de Jesus, Sean Hillias, Jody Reed, Dan Pleziak, Jim Morrison. There's that 81 again. Some cool 81 cards there. I don't think it's ever a bad thing to have a collection of some older stock. Britt Burns, somebody else I'm not really familiar with. Bob Welch, I'm getting toward the end here. Jeff Russell, Andy Hawkins, Reardon. That card almost looks like a little bit faded. A couple of these do. There's a weird texture on it too. It's really kind of strange. So, 88 Topps, Jeff Reardon, Dave Madigan, Ron Robinson, Al Pedrique, Danny Jackson, back to the 89 Topps, Larry Owen, Mike Marshall, and Jim Clancy. That wraps up all the loose cards. Some very interesting finds in there. I'm really kind of enjoying this. I think this is fun, just seeing an interesting variety in one single box. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up, at least this part right now. We'll do a quick recap after I could look at a couple things, but we have 2 opening day 2022, 7 cards per pack. On the box, it says there's 1 out of 8 is a hit with a parallel autograph or something along those lines. I didn't mention anything about relics, so let's see if I get one of those lucky 8s, although they wouldn't really be able to know from the packs. Jacob deGrom. And I'm actually not even familiar with this set with opening day. Liam Hendricks, Fernando Tatis, mascot card. Cool. I don't know if they've done this before. I haven't seen it in the years that I've been collecting, but it's been a while. It's kind of cool that they do this. I think they should have done this earlier. And Josh Bell, Future Stars, Sixto Sanchez, and Craig Kimball. Kind of rounding that out. Nothing looking too out of the ordinary there. Yeah, some couple of Future Stars, but no parallels, refractors, or any of that stuff that I could openly tell. Let's go ahead and see our last pack here. Future Star, Christian Posh, Bryce Harper. Oh, that's kind of cool. Whoa, is that something? Trout, Ohtani, and Rendon. Is that actually perforated? It is. It's like a triple mini card. TPC 1C, 1B, 1A. That looks somewhat unique, so I will set that aside. I like that. I am an Angel fan after all. I know. You can rib me in the comments. Last place. Xander Bogaerts, Anthony Rendon, and Lance Lynn. So no refractors, nothing along those lines. A couple of Future Stars, and that interesting triple Angel card. You know what? This is 2022, so it's about a year old. Well, anyways, that is an interesting box opening for both of those. I'm really liking that. I'm going to follow up on a couple of these and we'll recap really quick. So after going back over the cards, there are quite a few minor hits in here. In fact, I think it's more than enough to justify the $5 price tag for each of these packs. Such as, the Hershiser goes for about $2. This Jose Campusano goes for about $2. This Ryan Klesko can go about $3 to $4 possibly on its own. You have a couple 85 traded cards that were in there. They're about $1 or $2 each. And a whole host of other cards that are about $1 to $2 a piece, including this kind of triple looking mini card from the 2022 Top Stadium, not Stadium, but Opening Day pack, which is really fun. The biggest hit, and this one was also about $2 to $3. The biggest hit that I found possibly was this Ian Anderson, which is a 2021 Topps 70th, anniversary. And part of the problem is I can't figure out what card this actually is in terms of the different parallels that exist. It is his rookie card, and the pricing that I saw for this was between $3 and $70, and I can't necessarily tell the difference on all the variations on the card. So on the low end, $3. On the top end, a little bit more pie in the sky, about $70, which would be really kind of nuts out of a $5 box. Now, as of right now, I would recommend this, but something you want to watch out for, and this is something that is decades old when you're looking at buying cards, especially when you're buying cards on either a secondary market or from a different dealer, and that is that sometimes the cards get cut. Now, this Ken Boyd card goes for about $2 ungraded, but it's not just off center. Somebody actually cut it. And it's really kind of hard to tell from the front because it looks like it was just a misprint being off center, but if you turn it over, you can see how this kind of slopes up a little bit. I thought it was my imagination, but I looked at it closer. I think this card was cut. And check this out. There's no doubts there that was cut. They cut it to make it look like it was a card that was in better condition. In fact, I forgot to look it up. I don't even know this would have been worth uncut. But it doesn't matter now because that is cut. It's essentially trash. I don't think that is a factory error. I think somebody actually cut that. But that's kind of what I think. And it's a 86 leaf Donruss. Would have been kind of nice. But that's okay. There were enough other hits in here to kind of justify it. But buyer beware. Be careful what you get. Or, for $5, I guess it's worth the risk. It was a lot of fun to open. I think I need to go back and look through some other cards. Still trying to make sense of this one. So if you have any recommendations on how to better identify certain versions of cards that have parallels, I'm all ears. Otherwise, I might be running back to Target to buy a couple more boxes. This was a lot of fun. Take care. Have fun collecting. See you next time.